I have never seen this open on any diecast car before. You're gonna wanna stick around to see what I'm talking about. Alright, if you're into highly detailed model cars, you're in for a treat today. I'm gonna show you this very special car from America's favorite 50s sitcom, I Love Lucy.
I bought a new car.
A new one?
A brand new Pontiac.
It's the 1955 Pontiac Star Chief, made by Sunstar in 1/18 scale, released a little while back celebrating the show's 60th anniversary.
Ricky, it's beautiful!
I Love Lucy is one of the most iconic sitcoms in television history. Starring Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, it ran from 1951 to 1957, right in the golden era of American automobiles. And the car Ricky and Lucy drove couldn't have captured that era better. I mean, we're talking about two-tone paint, tons of chrome, tail fins, and this one being a convertible, it was pure Americana. Now in the box we've got lots of artwork. We have on the front the actual model car with the 4 figurines. So we've got Ricky, Lucy, and their neighbors Fred and Ethel. On the top we have a film strip here with scenes from the show, and of course the logo and title I Love Lucy 60th anniversary. And on this side we have the iconic picture of the 4 of them in the car. Now this one was really hard to track down. It came out many years ago, and as you can see it was only limited to 2,499 pieces. It should have been 2,500 pieces, but one of them got into an accident. But anyways, I drove 3 hours to Quebec City to pick this one up from a private seller. He was selling tons of diecast cars, and he actually had not one, but 2 of these. After inspecting both, I took the one that was in the best condition, as they were both open boxes. Now on eBay, you can find these going from $300 to $600. But I got this one for a steal. Just $150 Canadian. And today I'm finally opening it up to show you how awesome this diecast really is.
I just couldn't wait any longer to show it to you.
Now, Sunstar isn't typically known for making super high quality models. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the brand. All my Back to the Future DeLoreans are from Sunstar. And they make some really great classic cars too. But this one is easily one of the most detailed models they've ever produced. And you're about to see exactly why. Oh, it's also worth noting that Sunstar actually made a few variations of this model. They had the hardtop, police car, closed convertible, and one version with 2 figurines and luggage, and then there's this one, the rarest version, with 4 figurines. Now the box isn't in mint condition, it's got a few little tears and scratches here and there, but that's not always a good indicator of the car's actual condition. Remember, it's what's inside that counts. And on that note, let's open it up. All right, let's get this end here. And oh, okay. First thing we see are the figurines packaged here. And they are really nicely painted and sculpted. But we will put those aside for now. And then there is the car. Wow, it is stunning. I absolutely love the 2 colors. And the styrofoam packaging is pretty interesting too. It covers the car, but still keeps it visible for display. All right, let's take this top part off. And there she is. Let's see if it comes out. Oh, it's probably held by some screws and oh, there's some paperwork. When your model comes with a certificate, you know it's special. So this gives you a bit of history about I Love Lucy and the episodes the car appears in. But most importantly, it confirms we've got model number 1681. It was hand assembled with over 236 parts. And you're gonna see the level of detail on this thing is ridiculous. And to boot, everything functions. All right, let's get these screws off. All right, now that we got the car out, I mean, wow, it is just beautiful. I mean, I'm an all-around car guy, but I am a sucker for 50s cars. For Pontiac, the Star Chief was their top-of-the-line luxury model. It had everything. A V8, air conditioning, chrome everywhere, all the bells and whistles. Just for example, right up front, this airplane-looking hood ornament has this transparent plastic piece that kind of looks a bit odd at first, but in real life, it actually lit up along with the headlights. See, GM sponsored the TV show, so of course they were going to hook up the Ricardos with their best. Alright, there's a ton to cover here, but before we get into the real details, if you like what you're seeing so far, then go ahead and please hit that like button. Oh, and if you subscribe, you might see a whole lot more awesome diecasts just like this one coming your way. So the car comes with this dog tag style badge that says the Platinum Collection, which is another sign that you're getting some seriously high-end craftsmanship here. And when I said everything on this car functions, I mean everything, including a few surprises you almost never see working on a diecast. And I'll get to those in a minute. Alright, so at a glance, the car is mint. It doesn't look like it's been out much at all. There are even these clear protective stickers still on some of the trim pieces. The paint is great. Sunstar calls it Nautilus Blue and White Mist. And there's no rashes, no bubbles, just a smooth finish. The only wear I see is just a little bit on the door edges, probably from friction when opening and closing. Alright, back to the front. The headlights and chrome bumper are beautifully done. And the plate reads 1955 Pontiac Star Chief. The hood doesn't open very high, but just enough to reveal that beautifully detailed V8 engine, painted in full color and packed with tons of detail. Check out the writing on the engine block. It reads Pontiac Stratostreak. That's pretty cool. So along the side you get these chrome star accents and a chrome strip that divides the two-tone paint. You've also got a driver's side mirror, but nothing on the passenger side, which was common for 1950s cars. And the wheels, again, stunning. Beautifully detailed spoke wheels with white walls and matching trim rings. They even have Pontiac written on the center caps. They roll pretty smooth and the front ones steer perfectly. And while we're on the topic of wheels, there's even a working suspension on this car. What? The doors open nice and wide and actually snap shut with a springy action, which explains the light wear on the edges. Nice touch though. Moving to the back, you've got early era tail fins with chrome accents on top, matching the front hood theme. See, in 55, tail fins were just starting to evolve, so this is a really clean early interpretation. Again, you've got tons of chrome, an oversized but classy center badge, and this unusual sideways split exhaust pipe. Pretty cool and definitely unique. Alright, now for the trunk. Of course it opens and it is huge. Plenty of room for anything. And it's fully carpeted with a full-size spare and visible jack. Now they don't come out, but they are positioned perfectly for realism. And the detail doesn't stop there. Check under the trunk lid. It's got the correct stamp pattern just like the real car. Most diecasts leave this part completely blank. Beautiful work here from Sunstar. Underneath, not much to talk about, but there is more detail than you'd expect from a typical 118 model. Mainly from different painted components from the engine to transmission, exhaust, fuel tank, all with distinct colors. And while we're under here, I can't seem to find the production number. Usually you'll find it under the car. If anyone seeing this knows where else to look, let me know in the comments. Alright, before we get into the interior, I gotta show you one of the coolest exterior details I've ever seen on a diecast. And that's the windshield wipers. Look at this. They don't just move, they have actual spring action. Real springs. I mean, guys, when do you ever see this on a diecast model? I'm not gonna mess with them too much because I don't want to risk breaking them, but wow, you've got to admit, that is some pretty cool detail. Actually, what's the coolest or craziest detail you've ever seen on a diecast model? Leave a comment because I am genuinely curious. Alright, it's time to head inside, and thanks to being a convertible, you get a full panoramic view of the entire interior. And let me tell you, it is packed with detail. Starting with the door panels, you've got the little vehicle info sticker. Not really legible at this scale, but the fact that it's even there is amazing. You'll also get individually chromed levers and knobs, the armrest, and even the tiny door lock pin. Even the back seats have chrome window cranks and little ashtrays. Now, none of these move, but they definitely look like they could. Step in and you'll notice that there's a chrome door sill plate with the Fisher body logo, which was a division of GM. The front seats tilt forward so Fred and Ethel can hop in the back, which we'll do in a minute. And the stitching and seam details are sculpted beautifully. And if you're wondering what the seats feel like, well, they're kind of plastic looking at first, but when you press down, they're actually rubbery with a bit of a bounce. Nice touch. The floor is fully carpeted with rubber floor mats, which is something a lot of diecasts skip. But when they include it, man, it just feels so satisfying. Now, onto the dashboard. If you know anything about American cars from the 50s, you know the dashes were elaborate and full of character. This Star Chief was no exception, and Sunstar nailed every detail, from the pedals on the floor all the way up to the sun visors. And speaking of visors, remember when I said there were a few details that I've never seen on a diecast before? Here's one of them. Working visors. They actually move up and down just like the real thing. But if you thought that was cool, this next one might be the single best detail on the entire car. And the kind of thing you'd totally miss if you weren't looking for it. Right in the center of the dash is a glove box, and it opens. I have never seen a working glove box on a 1/18 scale diecast before, ever. It's little touches like this that really make you appreciate the craftsmanship. Alright, now all that's left to do is add the figurines. So let's take this plastic top off. You want to be very careful with them because you definitely don't want to break them. Careful with him. Oh boy, that was close. Alright, we're going to start with Ricky Ricardo. He's the driver, and his hands are perfectly positioned to grip the steering wheel. So we're going to do that very carefully here. Next we've got Lucy. She'll just sit down right there and we'll close the doors. And then we have the backseat neighbors, Fred and Ethel. And there you have it. You know, I don't get many diecasts that come with figurines, let alone 4, but it adds so much life to the car. It gives the model a storytelling angle that's perfect for dioramas. These figurines, as I mentioned earlier, are really well detailed and surprisingly accurate to their TV characters. What I dig about this model, just like a lot of models from my collection, is that they're like time capsules. They bring pop culture and classic car history right in your hands. And like I said before, that nostalgia is why I collect. These cars just make me smile every time I look at them. If you want to see more nostalgic gems just like this one, hit subscribe and check out my other videos right here on the Model Car Vault. Thanks for watching. The Model Car Vault! The Model Car Vault!